Alright, so this video I want to talk about using geometric constraints. That's these buttons here in the box next to dimension. So dimensioning is saying something is a certain size, but you can also use geometric constraints to say to give shape requirements to a certain sketch. So I made a uh, purposely incorrect depiction of this shape here. So I was trying to make this outline and then extrude it back that way. But I intentionally made some mistakes in here, and I'm going to use mostly geometric constraints to fix them. These can be extremely helpful, so I strongly recommend using these whenever possible. So the first thing here is, obviously, in this feature, these lines, there's vertical lines and there's horizontal lines. There are no angled lines. There's this curve here, but there are no angled lines in this picture. So I can see here that this line is not vertical, that line is not horizontal, that line is not horizontal, and all kinds of crazy stuff can happen when you do this. I could grab this point and just move it and completely change the shape of this thing. All right, so there's a couple ways I can fix this. So I'm going to focus on mainly the middle row here. We have parallel, perpendicular, horizontal, and vertical. And you can use these on, for the horizontal and vertical, you can use them on points or lines. Parallel and perpendicular, obviously you have to use those on lines. So I'm going to start off with parallel. So if this line is vertical, I can make this line parallel to that line. And that fixes that line. So that now that line is vertical also. Similarly, I can use perpendicular constraint. Make this line perpendicular with this line, which we now know is vertical, to make that line horizontal. All right. I can also make, using the same tool, you make this line parallel to that line, and my sketch is fully constrained. All right, so I'm going to undo all that, and I'm going to fix this sketch using just vertical and horizontal. So since I know I want these lines to be vertical or horizontal, I can simply use these constraints on the lines. Again, you can use those on points as well, but on the lines to fix them. So this is horizontal. Use that on this line and on this line. Then I can use vertical on this line. And again, my sketch is fully constrained. All right, I'm going to go back again. All right. Now I'm going to show you how you can use vertical and horizontal with points. So if this is dimensioned properly, so this point is 10 above this line down here. If this line is going to be horizontal, this point here at the end of the line needs to be at the same level as this point over here. So I can use the horizontal constraint, click on this point, and click on this point, and it'll move this point up to that point. It's not going to move this point because that point is locked into place. So that fixes that line. Again, I have this point here, which I know to be correct. So I can make this point vertical directly under that point. So I go to vertical, click on this point, click on that point. That fixes that line. And again, now I know this point is in the right place, so I can make this point horizontal with this point. So I go to horizontal constraint, click on this point, click on that point, and again, my sketch is fully constrained. So again, these four in particular are really good geometric constraints to know, but eventually you'll kind of want to learn how to use all of them. And if you hover over them, it says what they are. So like that's tangent, equal, concentric circles. So you can kind of figure out how to use all of those constraints. Stop the video.